outreach. The committee's purpose is to nurture a covenant community of disciples of Christ, living in the strength of God's promise and giving itself to service to God's mission. Additionally, the committee is to encourage involvement of the members in responding to God's activity in the world through service to others and working in the world for peace, justice, freedom, and human fulfillment. We've done this in several ways, such as caring for members of Oakland's, through grocery shopping, delivering boxes of fresh fruit and vegetables, and running errands. We also have a small group of Oaklanders that volunteer at the Elizabeth House, preparing and serving meals, cleaning up, and engaging with the community. In response to the COVID pandemic, Pastor Leanne and I met with Mayor Moe and city officials to determine what the community needs are and how the city of Laurel has been responding. Members of the Mission Outreach Committee reached out to several local organizations to determine what the community needs were and how we could best support those organizations. We also made a monetary donation of $3,000 to Lars to support their rental assistance program. We donated our remaining pantry items to St. Mary's of the Mills. Anti-racism.
So I think this summer, after George Floyd was murdered, everyone felt this call to action, a different call than may have been in the past, and for what reason I can't say. But a lot of conversations took place after that. Members were looking out for each other. We were having those conversations on what Oakland should be doing in response to this horrific event, and all of the horrific events that happened before and that have happened since. One of the ways that we could do this was by doing some sort of public display. We came up with colors and fonts and the sayings that we thought would be appropriate for display in front of the church that would get the message across in as clear a message as possible. Love God, love neighbor, and Black Lives Matter. And then the hands that are holding each other. We also have action phrases, the stand up, speak out, and step in. Because we don't want people to just drive by and see the sign and feel good that it's there. We want people to act on it. We want people to get involved and to get not just involved in talking about it, but in the action. Get involved by talking to city officials, get involved by talking to those in power, and using your own power and voice to make a change. So I think this summer,
every Wednesday, a group of Oaklanders gather on Zoom. We gather in love, community, with a desire to live our faith more fully. We hope to create goodness together. We seek to identify Oakland's unique purpose and asset, and how we can use those to address the concerns of our congregation and community at large. Topics generally are decided by the group with, of course, input from Pastor Leanne. And sometimes we decide, we just need some time to listen to each other about our joys and our fears and our hopes. So far, let me tell you about some of the things that we've watched and discussed. First one was Grateful, which is a video series by Diana Butler Bass, who's a historian of Christianity, and she's also an advocate for progressive Christianity. Her message is, life is a gift, share good things. Then we watched a 2-part series of Oprah's Town Hall on racism, What Next? This was a group of prominent politicians, journalists, filmmakers, pastors who discussed the state of racism in the United States today and where they thought we as a country needed to go. Then we watched a video series called Creating Bigger Stories. This is done by a woman who is Renee August, and she's a veteran of the anti-apartheid movement in South Africa. She really took a look at, she's concerned about the issues of poverty, injustice, and inequality, and looked at ask us to look at where we saw the power and the movement of power around Jesus in scriptures and how that might help us to understand how we should live today. We also took the implicit bias inventory, had a lot of different responses to that. Some of us were surprised at results, some not, but it was a good thing to take and to discuss. Everyone's welcome to join us on Wednesdays at noon. Come when you can. You don't have to commit to every week. And we're about ready to start talking about what we're looking at next. Every Wednesday.
Oakland's also conducted a 4-week worship series on transformational practices of anti-racist leadership, and several members of Oakland's participated in Black Lives Matter rallies and marches throughout the city of Laurel, D.C., and other locations. Holiday and upcoming support opportunities. While in the middle of the COVID pandemic, we're not able to support the holidays as we usually do, we still have some upcoming opportunities that we'd love for you to get involved with. St. Mary of the Mills is currently distributing diapers and wipes at about 750 per week. And when they do have their distribution, they're running out in the first 20 minutes. There is a great need for diapers and wipes, sizes 2 to 6 at St. Mary of the Mills. Please consider donating. Lars is in need of gift cards for the holiday season. Gift cards to grocery stores, gas stations, and other establishments that can be given out to families this holiday season. Lars is also collecting unwrapped new toys that they're able to provide families for the holiday season. So while we won't be adopting our families like we have in the past, there are still ways for you to get involved and support families this holiday season. You can donate directly to the organizations or give monetary donations to Oakland's mission by adding mission outreach to the memo line of your donation.
We are charter members of Oakland's and have been supporting Oakland's mission outreach for almost 55 years.
Since COVID-19, we've had to adjust some. We still keep up our pledge and have tried to increase that pledge when we can.
We have also participated in the Laurel TV interview concerning the sign installation for Black Lives Matter.
And I participated with a group of Oaklanders to provide rent assistance for the needy through Lars.
We also participated in the Wednesday noon study focused mainly on racism.
We love Oakland's and hope to see Oakland's mission outreach work continue.
Mission outreach. Remember, we're responding to God's activity in the world through service to others and working in the world for peace, justice, freedom, and human fulfillment. And we hope that we're able to continue that this upcoming year and even get more involved. Thank you for your support.